Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Cancer. If Cancer is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. See what we have going on here. And so, our card for tonight is the Four of Swords. And this has to do with a truce, stability, peace, coming together, coming to a place where you just want to try to resolve things, let go, right? All right, we have some really pretty, let's see if I can just get this thing a little bit closer here. There we go. All right. Okay, so now where should we start? It looks like we have, well, it looks like some kind of centipede. Maybe I thought at first maybe like a minotaur, half human, half bull. And I see right next to it, it looks like, well, it looks like a flower, but then on this side, it kind of looks like a moth, okay? So on this side, we'll take a look at this way. And so I feel like more than anything, I feel more than just the exact attributes of a minotaur or a centipede, a humanoid centipede. It seems to me this feeling of being a very composite person, okay? Being a person who is made up of many distinct parts, okay? And I feel that you have so many deep interests, so many interesting parts of self that are very cultivated and well synthesized together. I feel like people in your life from different places, so maybe like from people you went to school with, people you have worked with, your family, your friends, your lovers, all these people kind of know you a little bit differently. Although you're a very consistent person, you are able to be all of these different things. And it's a very beautiful, powerful, and I think very attractive quality. There are, I think, if you've ever kind of met somebody where people have really nice things, or even like they're, oh, that guy is so rude. How are you friends with them? Or can you believe they did this? You know, whatever. Or, you know, oh, he spent, you know, his whole life volunteering on Thursdays or something, and nobody in his life ever really knew about it. Just not that it's a hidden life, but there are different sides, right? And sometimes we like to keep different parts of ourselves for different places, for different people, for just keeping things kind of compartmentalized, right? And I think that this is something that you know, maybe is kind of a developed coping mechanism. But I also think that it's not a bad thing. I think that this works for you. I think that, you know, though some might experience you as kind of a mystery, this is not problematic. You know, this is very much you being activated in your different archetypes. And so I feel that this is really a time, and this is where this flower kind of comes in, where you are feeling quite confident in this unification of these parts of self. I think at some points in your life, maybe people have said, oh, you're like a chameleon, or you seem different when you're around so-and-so, or whatever. That maybe made you feel like people perceived you as being inauthentic, or ingenuine, or, you know, having, you know, being influenced easily. But I don't think that this is the case. And I think that as you've gotten older, it doesn't affect you in that way. You don't feel self-conscious about it. It's actually something that in some ways you might be quite proud of, because you can perform well in a lot of different situations. You're very flexible. You just have the ability to adapt. You're very adaptable. And so I feel like through this process, you've really come to a place of great power, and that blooming happening, that beautiful unfurling, and the sweet nectar of that self-work that you have done, and not only developing parts of self, but in integrating and being accepting and truly embracing. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have? We have, it looks like a big S. It also kind of almost looks like a Y and an S. Okay, so it's maybe like a YSSY. If that means something to you, that's great. It could be a name, or maybe it's a yes. I don't know. But if it does mean something, let me know in the comments if you want to share. Of course, you don't have to divulge anything, but I do like hearing about how you all kind of relate to some of these symbols. Okay. Yeah, and so this one, really pretty developed looking. It looks like a bridge to me. Okay, and here it looks like kind of a, let's see if we can see it kind of on the side here, how I'm looking at it. It looks like a boot. Okay, so from this side you can kind of see here, but it looks like a boot. It looks like it's going over this bridge. So I do think that there is some important movement happening now, and truly I feel like this is so much about some kind of old strain on your heart. I think that, you know, it's something that comes up from time to time. But I think that you have really gone through a deep healing process and into a place of being kind of wholly, just okay with it, right? I feel like a lot of resentment has been lifted. You've let go of that. And you're finding much freedom in that kind of crossing over those troubled waters, right? And really just making the devoted act of letting go and honoring self. and doing what you know is best for you. And, you know, sometimes that's really hard. I think often for me, I have a tendency to, in an active sense, let something go, but I kind of almost get, I get so comfortable with that sharp pain of something past and the nostalgia of it. And maybe, you know, just kind of a longing for something that is completely built in the mind, you know, and it's almost like kind of a nice, like a nice little tour of the kind of pain palace at times, and just visiting those old things and letting them kind of still live in my sacred place. And, you know, I feel that as I've gotten older, I've got a lot of different things going on now, letting go of a lot of that stuff, making room, just purging, and not allowing for things or people or old hurts that do not serve me any longer. And so I feel like, you know, it's a wonderful thing to get to that point. So good for you, truly. And so, let's see, what else do we have? Now this one's interesting. It looks like a person kind of, almost a person or a dog maybe. And funny because I see another dog right here. And this one looks like it has its mouth open. It's kind of barking here. And so I kind of see, let's see. Now here it kind of looks like a dog. This one, you know what, it kind of almost looks like somebody falling from this bridge on this side. So, maybe a warning. As I'm looking at it, we see the foot kind of going over this little bridge here, and then we have a person kind of falling, and then the dog with its mouth open. Funny enough, the dog kind of has a heart here. So maybe kind of a warning of not falling into old things, right? I feel like this is almost like an old friendship that maybe went sour. The dog often is related to that sense of loyalty, somebody who you were very close with, somebody who you felt would always be there for you, with you. And maybe there was no huge thing, but, you know, the friendship kind of just dissolved over time. You lamented that, whatever, there maybe was some resentment. But as you have grown and grown up, right, and gotten busy yourself and have a lot of things going on, there seems to be this understanding that sometimes things just don't work out. Sometimes we just cannot prioritize everyone, right? And so I feel that although crossing that bridge, letting go of those old things, maybe there was some kind of argument, maybe there was a struggle to kind of, you know, reunite, and it didn't go that well, or, you know, it kind of just let you down a little bit. Just a reminder not to fall back into this cycle, right? Just kind of move on forward. Keep going, right? And, you know, I am truly a believer in the universe providing to us what we need, okay? And so I think often it is a great thing to really stop that temptation of going looking for old people from your past, your previous parts of your life, And if the universe kind of aligns you back with them more organically, then maybe that's a good thing. But oftentimes when we go looking for somebody, especially if there was, you know, just either a natural die out of the friendship or some kind of falling out, almost always it's not worth it. You can always passively kind of just look them up online too, kind of fill it out a little bit, right? So there's that. But then again, you know, there are people who are much more sentimental about old relationships than I am. You know, of course I love all the people from my life, but I do not, I just, you know, I think that it's a good thing to move forward and, you know, develop new friendships, and the ones that last are supposed to be there. Okay. All right. So speaking of, I think that you have a wonderful partnership, relationship, friendship. I see two beings in hugging each other, embracing one another, you know, and I see another person kind of leaping for joy here. And it almost looks like they're coming together. Like, here's the person, they're coming together and embracing each other. Okay. And I think that you already have that, that love that is more than enough for you. And I think that that's true. I think that you do get into these places where you do start thinking about, you know, the past. Who doesn't, right? But, you know, I think refraining from really going out there to seek out this old person, you know, I just feel that it almost feels like something happened that just really was kind of heartbreaking for you. It made you feel bad, uncomfortable, something like this. And I don't think that there's room in your life for that anymore. You have a lot going on. I also see this little sailboat. Usually I would say the sailboat is something along the lines of wanting to leave, wanting to escape, go move away. But also I think it's really this feeling of smooth sailing. I think that where usually I would say we want to go back to old times when things are hard right now, I feel like it's almost kind of like you want to share your success or how good your life feels and, you know, how well you've done for yourself. You want to share that with somebody you used to care for a lot. And, you know, it just doesn't seem like a very... I mean, it doesn't, I'm not going to co-sign that idea. I think like the universe is saying like, I don't know. Let's check back again later. Okay, let's see. We have it looks like a butterfly and a heart. So I think there's really that sense of transmutation, healing, self-evolution, doing all that hard work. This is right in that metaphysical kind of cosmic consciousness, the divine. Really, you've always been prone to interior work, spirituality, magic, divination, whatever it is, creativity. And I really think that this period of your life, this last like at least 6 months, really potent. You've really just been in a perfect alignment with, you know, going deep, creating beautiful things. Maybe terrible, scary, grotesque things, I don't know, but you creating, right? The things that you want to create. And And so, you know, it makes sense. You want to share that with people. And you should, you know, but sometimes we have to be careful about how people receive us. Not everybody's in the same place, and not everybody is so receptive. And, you know, that sucks, but that's kind of the way of things. All right, so we also have, it looks like an I and a J. Okay, so we had a Y and an S and an I and a J. I don't know what these mean exactly. You tell me. I'd love to hear what those are. Okay, and let's take a look down here. Oh, spelled tea all over myself. Okay, so let's get this feeling of like standing outside watching your dog as it kind of runs around. And I wonder if this is maybe from before, like maybe that you don't have this animal anymore. But I have this feeling of just feeling connected and peaceful. I think that you are definitely a person that has deep connections with animals. I feel like almost with this particular family member, I think this animal is like a family member for you. There was such a deep connection that it has come with you throughout the years. Like you were, you think about them a lot. You probably have other animals now and you love them, but not like this. This was like your best friend. And I think that energy is just really heavily with you and perceivable too. This particular relationship really gave you a softness that if you did not have this relationship, you would not have nearly as kind of heart, maybe not as patient, as understanding. I think that being with this animal really was kind of a training in empathy for you. Okay, and I think that that needs to be recognized because that's definitely coming up here. Okay, so I want to thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor. As you all know, I love Cancer so much. Some of my favorite readings for sure. And I just, you know, I just really thank you for allowing me to read for you all. So if you would be so kind as to like the video, it helps me get into the algorithm. I should say it helps us get into the algorithm. And that is helping grow the channel. We are, we just surpassed 13K subscribers. So that's wonderful. And if you haven't subscribed, please think about doing so. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. Between now and the next Cancer video. Sorry about that. I'll tell you what, this air quality, heat, and UV combo really just has me messed up. I have talked about this as well quite a bit. I garden and I'm outside quite a bit, and yeah, so it just, I feel like my throat is just tore up, so I apologize. But let's see. So if you want to watch your other placements, go ahead and do that. You can also cross watch, and If you want to leave a comment, I read all of them. I try to get back to them as soon as I can. You know, sometimes it takes me a day or two. It just depends on how things are going at home. We have a lot of stuff happening during the summer, as you do too, I'm sure. So, you know, I am reading them. They mean a lot. I just adore all of you. I mean, really, truly, you all are such a wonderful community, and I can't express my love for you all more than I do, because I feel like I try to. So anyways, I want to say thank you, and we will talk again really soon.